Yeah, welcome back. So in previous this topic, we understood what is pain and how does that pain particular make us a sense. And now in this part, we will understand some different types of pain and terminology and how they are different. Because whenever the question is asked, the what is the type of pain and just describe the pain, student describes it, but they do not have a clear and sharp idea, and that's why they always gets fumbled whenever the cross question is asked. They gets fumbled because they know, for example, referred pain, they know that this is there, but what referred pain is not, they don't know. So that's why the confusion arises. So in this particular part, we will come across all this confusion and make it clear once for all. One is called the radiating pain, one is called the migratory pain or shifting pain, and one is called the this referred pain. So first we will see that what is the radiating pain. Radiation means what? Radiation means, for example, we just give an example. For example, the fire is going on here. So as soon as we are far away from the fire, we will feel the less heat, and as soon as we steps towards that particular fire, we will feel the more and more warmth. And in the actually in the fire, there will be the maximum heat. Okay, so what is radiation? Radiation means that one energy source or one energy is starting from one center point and then it radiates in all directions. So as it goes in all direction, the power gradually decreases and the power is maximum in the center. So that is the some meaning of this our radiation. So radiating pain exactly works like that only. Now what is there, I just give you example like in advanced stage of carcinoma of stomach, patient has a central abdominal pain. In initial part of carcinoma of stomach, patient does not have any pain, and that's why it's unfortunate that more than 80% of a patient, when they come to us, it is already at a stage which is inoperable. Okay, why? Because it does not give any pain in initial parts. So when patient has a little bit advanced carcinoma of stomach, patient has a pain in the central abdomen, in the mid part of the abdomen, around the umbilicus or just above the umbilicus, whatever it is. And when the carcinoma gets enlarged, means when the carcinoma gets advanced, and it involves the pancreas also. Okay, and pancreas is in the retroperitoneum, means it is behind the peritoneum, and whenever the pancreas get involved, patient will feel a back pain. So now what patient will tell, sir, this pain was there from last, for example, 3 months, and from last 1 month I have also started the back pain, but this pain is there, this pain is there, and the main part of the pain remains here, and another part which was initially painless, the back was not have a pain initially, and now it has started to appear a pain, but the maximum pain is into the center only. So that is the way the radiation pain or radiating pain is termed as. Pain remains at one particular site, and by remaining at that particular site, it radiates to the, it goes and it feels at the other place also. Okay, so pain is present at both sides. Okay, so this is the example which I have given you. Okay, another thing is the migratory pain, or you can tell the shifting pain. The migratory pain itself suggests, like we see the migratory birds. Okay, the flamingo or surkha, what they call, their surkha birds or the flamingo comes from Siberia, and in the winter regions or like in that region, they I don't know exactly at what time they go for a migration, but the flamingo comes from Siberia to the run of the Kutch. So that the same thing is the migrating pain. Means pain was initially at one particular location. It was not at, for example, pain was particular at this particular location. It was not at this location. And now the pain has shifted or migrated to this particular site, and this particular site does not have any pain. So the classical example is we tell the appendicitis. We all know that appendix is in the right lower abdomen location is that. So whenever the initial starting, whenever there is a starting of appendicitis, the appendix gets inflamed, and that's why the visceral peritoneum gets stretched. Now visceral peritoneum is supplied by the T10 segment of a spinal cord, and that same segment is also supplies the skin of the abdomen around the umbilicus. So skin around the umbilicus as well as the visceral peritoneum of a appendix, both are supplied by the T10 segment of a spinal cord, and that's why patient in initial period of appendicitis feel the pain around the umbilicus, that means pain around the central abdomen. So this is how it happens, and when the inflammation goes on and inflammation gets increased, now the parietal peritoneum also gets starting to be irritated, and at that time patient will tell that sir, I have a pain in the right lower abdomen. And when the pain of the right lower abdomen is there, this pain of central umbilicus goes away, because there is a gate control theory of pain, means whenever there is a one powerful stimuli of a pain, the another slower stimuli goes away. Okay, for example, when the mosquito bites us, okay, so what happens, that pain of the mosquito bite gets elevated or gets relieved when we scratch that particular part, because the scratching sensation are more powerful as compared to the initial mosquito bite, and that's why we get the relief of pain. That is called the gate control theory of pain. Whenever there is a higher or the powerful variety of a pain is there, the initial pain goes away, and that the same principle was happening into the branding. The initial treatment, for example, patient has a chronic abdomen. What actually happened, I think 20 to 30 years ago in a village is, patient for example come with a abdominal pain, and nobody could diagnose what is actually was there. So what they go for that, they take that particular hot rod and then apply over the abdomen. So that hot rod will cause the severe pain and inflammation in particular abdominal pain, and that is the very strong stimuli of the pain. So the initial pain will go away. So that is a clear gate control theory of pain. That was the treatment, that is called the branding marks, and that branding mark suggests that this patient has a chronic abdominal pain. So this is how it works. So this is the, and that's why the migratory pain is there. So whenever the parietal peritoneum gets irritated and gets inflamed, the pain localizes into the right lower abdomen, and now patient does not feel the pain in the around the umbilicus, and that's why we can tell that pain which was in the central abdomen, now it has migrated into the right lower abdomen. So this is why it is called the migratory pain. And the third one is called the referred pain. What is referred pain? Means the pain, the two particular things getting supplied by a one common spinal segment. Like I give you the example, like the phrenic nerve. Phrenic nerve has a root value of C3, C4 and C5. Means the cervical segment of C3, C4 and C5 combine and will make a phrenic nerve, and that phrenic nerve supplies the diaphragm, and from the same nerve root there is a supraclavicular nerves, and that supraclavicular nerve supplies the sensory part of this around the neck. So whenever there is an inflammation of a gallbladder, whenever there is a cholecystitis, that gallbladder touches the part of the gallbladder, when it gets touched with the diaphragm gets irritated, and the diaphragm gets irritated, so patient will feel the pain into the neck also. Why? Because the diaphragm and the neck are supplied by the same thing, and that's why this is called a referred pain. Means body gets actually confused from where the pain is actually coming, because the both part is supplied by the same nerve. And the same thing which I have seen in appendicitis. Whenever the initial case of acute appendicitis, we see that the visceral peritoneum gets stretched. So actually the pathology is here, but patient is feeling in this part. So this is also example of a referred pain. But It is not exclusively given as an example of a referred pain. This gallbladder example is more suitable and it is widely used as example. So referred pain means the two particular organs are supplied by the same dermatome of a nerve, so body gets confused from where it is there. So whenever there is a irritation in one particular part, patient will also feel the pain in other part because both are supplied by the same thing. So that is called a referred pain. So referred pain, migratory pain and radiating pain, these three things should be completely cleared in our mind. And in next topic we will understand different types of pain, what patient tells them, and how these different pains behaves and works.